Chapter 10. Write it down. What your eyes see and your ears hear, if seen and heard often enough, you remember and make a part of your life. Scientists and advertisers both recognize this fact in their use of visual aids and recordings to impress the minds of different groups of people. Some people are influenced more by what they see, others by what they hear. It depends upon which sense they have developed the habit in childhood of utilizing most. You may be on a car trip with someone and keep on noticing things in passing which the other person does not see. He or she is not trained in observation as you are, but might say to you, "Did you hear that?" And you may reply, "No, what?" There are varying degrees of sensitivity in sight and hearing. I was criticized so much when I was a child that I didn't want to hear what was said about me, so I don't hear now as well as I should, a man said to me. When I was a little girl, a woman related, I saw something I shouldn't have seen. This shocked me so that ever since I've been afraid to use my eyes any more than I need to see what I have to see. I find that I am not paying attention to many things taking place around me because I inwardly feel it's none of my business and that I shouldn't be noticing them. Inhibitions are one of the great self-inflicted plagues of the human race, but we all have our share, in one form or another. It is almost impossible not to have taken on some during the growing up process. As adults, however, we should have the intelligence to recognize and to eliminate as many of these emotional tie-ups as possible so we can be freed of their destructive influence over us. Picturing the things you want to have and do in life is therefore a good method of crystallizing and pinpointing your desires so that your mind can better focus its attention upon them. And the more you can keep the picture or pictures before you, the more impressed the power within will be to help you materialize them. For this reason, I recommend, as an aid in the visualization of the things you want, in order to keep them uppermost in your thoughts, that you write a word picture of them on small cards, so you can have them where you can look at them as frequently as possible. As a suggestion, stick one card above the mirror to be looked at in the morning when you shave or fix your hair. Permit the details of your wishes, outlined on the card, to increase as you continue to develop the mental pictures. Have another card convenient to look at while you eat your lunch, your dinner. Use the cards again just before you go to sleep. Keep it up. Tap, tap, tap. However, there is no point to writing down your wishes until you have determined that every single detail of what you want is to be photographed permanently in your thoughts, to stay there until it has become a reality. If what you are picturing for yourself is of a personal nature, and there are people about who would not be in sympathy with your desires, or who would regard this practice as foolish, then keep your cards to yourself, and study them only when you have a spare moment and an opportunity for privacy. Remember that repetition of the same thought, the same suggestion, makes the picture possible. He who knows how to plant shall not have his plant uprooted. He who knows how to hold a thing shall not have it taken away. Lao Tzu, the Chinese mystic, 600 BC. Plant your picture in mind. Write it down. If you have the desire, the foundation is laid. Plant the picture in mind. A perfectly detailed picture of the exact thing or things you wish. It won't hurt to picture more than one objective at a time, as long as they are not in conflict, and as long as you can picture them separately. The creative power within can work on as many projects as you desire and to which you can give your attention and your efforts. Write it down. If it is increased sales you want, fix the exact amounts. If it's something you want the other fellow to do for you, the love of a woman or that of a man, a new suit of clothes, or a new car. Write it down. Anything and everything. Write it down. Express in your own words what you want. It will help your mind to get organized on it. No matter what you are after under this system, you can have it, provided the object of desire is morally right and the picture definite and positive. Tap, 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 tap. Write it down again and again if you find this helps you fix your goal in mind. It matters not whether you be a salesman, an executive, a mechanic, a writer, a housewife, or what. Whether you're after money, love, improvement in social position, in the legal profession or the medical profession, it makes absolutely no difference. You have that same power in you, ready to bring you what you want. You can acquire every single thing you desire, a pair of shoes or a mansion. You name it, write it down, and go to work on it. Opportunities are constantly flowing past you in the stream of life unless you reach out and grab them. If you don't know what you're looking for, how can you get it? Every way you can express what you desire, in writing, in voice, in pictures, helps vitalize the creative power within and keeps your thoughts magnetized on the target. Some men and women keep a large envelope labeled "My Heart's Desires," in which they keep written statements of what they want, of changes they wish to make in their lives, economically, personally, physically, mentally, spiritually. They put aside certain times during the day or evening when they get off by themselves and reread and reflect upon the different written expressions of their heartfelt desires. They also check each one and take inventory to see if they have made progress towards their respective goals. When they reach a certain objective, they mark the case closed and write on the card an expression of their thanks to the God power within for helping them realize their dream. Then they go on to something else, constantly unfolding and developing. It is an endless, glorious, satisfying process. If you're just starting, you will need to remake your thinking, eliminating many wrong thoughts and emotional reactions which are already in consciousness. To do this, it will be helpful for you to write down what you now realize should be your right attitude toward others, toward money, business, any and everything of importance that you have to deal with in your everyday life. Marjorie Mays, a dynamically successful businesswoman in San Francisco, attributes much of her success and the wide circle of devoted friends whom she enjoys to the written word. She has defined her attitude toward business, toward the earning and meaning of money. She rereads the statement, the no in business, every day as a formula to live by. Then she listens for the voice within to direct her life. Marjorie Mays has consented to let me share her inspired statement with you. The no in business. Pray at all times, knowing right prayers are answered. Anything that ever is forever God's. All that I am is God, and I am part of God. Therefore nothing but divine harmony is expressed in my life. I individualize God and have direct contact with truth. My intuition is perfect. My spiritual perception is perfect. I know God is my wisdom, my intelligence, so I am always directed to right action at all times, as God is the only doer. God works through me, therefore I am always working rightly, and there is no danger of any harm to anyone because of my negotiations. There is no waste of time, for God's work is my work. Therefore, my work is well and unselfishly done. My thoughts are clear, new, fresh, and powerful results are felt in my work. My ever-praying thoughts are the handiwork of God, powerful as the eagle that flies over the universe with direction, in season, yet as gentle, humble, and non-aggressive as the dove. My prayers go forth in all my negotiations in the name of God, and I, therefore, cannot close a single day empty-handed. My prayers are powerful, and I know they will accomplish that which I accept as right action. I know every relation in life will be found to depend upon my ability to see God in action in my life and prayers. I am not dependent on man or conditions. I am dependent upon substance, spirit. Therefore, I do not look to man or conditions, but to the infinite for direction. I listen to my intuitions, which is accepting God. My eyes are fixed on appreciation of God's gifts, and I do not place money apart from those gifts. Therefore, money loves being in my purse because I spend with God's wisdom. I receive money through right action in all my deals. I do not bargain with God. I do not tell God how money must come to me. I just negotiate, listening to my own intuitions, knowing that it is done unto us as we believe. Marjorie Mays. This is a magnificent statement of one person's mental and spiritual attitude toward life, toward others, toward business, toward money, and this statement can be yours. If you wish, make a copy of it and read it and reread it. Take it into your consciousness. Make it a part of you. Listen to yourself say it. Believe it. Live it through right action as applied to your own needs, and, as Marjorie Mays says, it will be done unto you as you believe. Think of pictures you have seen, paintings, photographs, landscapes, pictures of people doing things, activities of various kinds. How many of these pictures do you remember? How many stand out in memory, and why? I'll tell you. Because something in those you remember caught your personal interest and held it. You saw something of yourself and your doings in them. You felt a kinship for some feature in them. These pictures made such an impression on you that you never forgot them. In fact, these pictures and other pictures you have seen, and countless pictures you yourself have created in your imagination, are still making an impression on you in consciousness, where everything you have ever seen or heard or experienced continues to exist in picture form. The feelings associated with these pictures are also influencing you. In fact, it is your feeling reaction to whatever has happened to you that influences you most of all. How deeply you feel about anything you desire determines how intensely the creative power within magnetizes conditions around you and attracts what you wish to you. Obviously, if you deeply fear something may happen to you, it will cause this creative power to work just as magnetically to attract what you fear to you. Write fear out of your life by writing down affirmations of courage and faith and self-assurance. You know and believe good things are going to happen. You are ruling all fear and worry thoughts out of consciousness. You realize, if you permit them to remain, that they can only attract unhappy conditions. Your conscious mind is a sieve and a filter at the same time. It takes everything that happens to you in this outer world and passes it on to the subconscious in the form of mental pictures. That's its normal, automatic process, unless you stop certain pictures and alter them, or don't permit what you recognize as a wrong picture to go through. Now, this thought is going to come as a shocker. The uncontrolled conscious mind of any individual is little more than an open sewer which takes in all manner of refuse and debris in the form of wrong thoughts and feelings, along with the good. Unless you stand guard over what you take in, there is no sifting, no filtering of the good from the bad. It all goes into your inner consciousness, and what goes in must eventually come out in the same form, or remain within to attract more of the same, because like always attracts like. You've heard of the stream of consciousness. That's a pretty accurate description. Thoughts are streaming in and out of your mind all the time. Control the nature of your pictures. Warning: don't let your stream of consciousness become any more polluted than it is. Put up your filter screen. Stop all fear and worry thoughts, all wrong emotional reactions before they get into your inner consciousness where they can do you untold damage. Begin to screen out the wrong thoughts and feelings that are already floating around in the stream of your subconscious. Bail them out. Get rid of them. Clear up this stream so it can reflect the good, clean thoughts you are now sending in upon the waters of your life experience. Write down what you want to be. Write out your life what you don't want to be. Constant practice of writing down your wishes and using a mirror will work wonders. Shortly, you can form the pictures at will, without the use of either cards or mirrors, and you will find yourself tapping the subconscious mind almost automatically. But you still may wish to continue the writing down technique, the reading and rereading of your cards. Practice, practice. Always keep tapping. Don't be afraid of overdoing or becoming extravagant with your wishes and desires because, as I have said before, you can have every single thing that you wish, but you must become adept at doing exactly as I tell you. When you visualize and keep the pictures constant, action follows because action, after all, is nothing more than energized thought. Never lose your vision, your mental pictures, for, as King Solomon said nearly 3,000 years ago, where there is no vision, the people perish. Bear in mind that this whole theme is as old as man. I am merely giving you the message in words of today and outlining a simple system of mechanics which may be used by anyone. As we all know, the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and if you have any doubts as to whether or not I am giving you an exact science, try it. The car will begin to take shape. You will get the new shoes and the bricks of the mansion will fall into place as though a magical hand has touched them. The weight of evidence is on the side of thousands and thousands of happy, successful, healthy men and women who have already demonstrated and are demonstrating the working of that something, the God-given creative power in their daily lives. Keep a written record of the things you want and check against it. You'll soon be checking the things off as you attain them. Stop your daydreaming. Eliminate your doubts. Get busy. Try writing down your desires. It works.